Good morning, and hopefully welcome back. But if this is your first time joining me, my name is Mark Mistalski. I am the owner of Mistalski Coaching and Consulting. I focus on working with college-curious and college-bound students and families. And today, my video is going to focus on my top 10 tips for the high school sophomores. So if you are a sophomore, or if you're interested in, maybe you're a first year in high school, but let's think about what that second year of high school is going to be like for you, especially if you are interested in pursuing post-secondary education, college, university, even VOTEC schools. Regardless of what it is, I want to give you some tips that you should be thinking about. Maybe you're already working on things like exciting things like your driver's license, right? Often that happens in your sophomore year. Congratulations. That's a new level of independence, right? And that's something that you're going to carry with you throughout every step here as we prepare for life after high school. So without any further ado, let's get going. What are my top 10? So number one, as I mentioned for my first year high school tips, continue building your relationships with teachers and coaches. This is really just a lifelong skill. It's not the last time you're going to hear this. Your strong relationships with teachers, coaches, other mentors is incredibly important. Be sure, find time and take the time to talk to them even about their college experiences, right? These people will help you better understand how they made decisions about whether to go to college, how to go to college, where to go to college, like why they made that decision. So the more you ask, the more you're going to get back and the more value you're going to take from that, while also creating strong relationships with those people who will be really important for your success, whether it comes to recommendation letters, for scholarships, college admissions, you name it, but continue to grow those relationships. On that same note, continue meeting with your guidance and academic counselor or counselors. Again, this is nothing new. Hopefully you started doing this in your first year. Some schools, some high schools, you will have the same counselor from year to year to year. They move with you. Other schools, maybe you had a counselor for your first year and now you have a counselor for your sophomore year. But continue to get to know those people. Again, they know so much, including, keep in mind, they often know where other successful students from your high school have found success in college. So they might be able to tell you like, hey, over the last 5 years, we've seen more students attending XYZ university and really enjoying it and getting a lot out of it. That's something, that's useful information that'll go into helping you create your college list in the near future. Number 8, continue focusing on your academics. Now, keep in mind, your sophomore year, believe it or not, as you're completing your sophomore year, you're now about 2/3 of the way through your academics that will be considered by a college or universities that you're applying to. Yeah, and that's because when you apply, you really will not have your senior year coursework. So your first year, sophomore, and junior year. So if you think about it that way, you are now approaching the 2/3 mark for really the courses that are going to count towards getting you into the right school for you. Does your school offer AP classes? Maybe it's part of the International Baccalaureate program, and I have links in my blog here below. So check those out. If your school offers those are a great way for you to enhance the rigor of your academic coursework in a way that schools all around really the world are aware of, right? The AP and the International Baccalaureate programs are resources and services that are known really around the world. Preparing for the PSAT, if your school offers the PSAT, maybe you've already taken it by the time you watch this video, but that's another way to kind of gain a sense for taking standardized tests. Keep in mind that students that do very well in the PSAT could go on to receive National Merit Scholar recognition and also receive some kind of a National Merit Scholarship if you become a finalist. Number 7, attend college fairs and talk to college reps. So a lot of high schools welcome college admission reps, and they may even host a college fair or two. So if your school doesn't have a fair directly on site, talk to your counselor, learn if there are any in the area. Like, for example, I'm in Colorado. Denver might host a huge big college fair that brings in lots of different area high schools. Make sure you're aware of when those are and take advantage of them. Fairs are a great bang for your buck. You'll get to meet with reps from many schools, not just locally, but maybe from well outside your area. And also keep in mind that individual college reps often visit your high school. If you're on your way to class and you see somebody, go talk to them, right? They'll have some swag there for you. Grab a pen from that school or whatever it is. They're there as the ambassadors, really the marketing ambassadors for their school. They're probably very enthusiastic. Just take a few minutes, talk to them about their school, ask them questions, right? Ask them the type of questions that you would want to know. Number 6, keep that job going, right? Stick with your employment, even if it's just a few hours a week, whatever you can be doing. Establishing consistency with employment is a really great thing for you because, not the least of which, you get to earn some money, and hopefully you're using that money to pay for things that going out with friends, going to the movies or whatever, things that you get to enjoy, and hopefully you're putting some of that money away to pay for your college education. Everybody should be involved in that, including yourself. Make sure you're putting some money into your college education. Number 6, stay organized, right? Continue to get used to using a planner and a calendar. Again, whether that's paper or use Outlook. Don't rely on other people to know your schedule. It's something you are going to have to get used to, because once you get to college and beyond, no one's going to take care of that for you. So take care of it for yourself. Stay organized. Number 5, continue learning about yourself and your interests. At this point, keep in mind, colleges don't just look for students who are involved. Colleges are really looking for students who take that next step and take on leadership positions. So if you've been involved in a group, great. It's now time to start thinking about, how do you become an officer? Maybe you're the secretary, the treasurer, the president, the vice president, whatever it is, or start your own group. So you want to start distinguishing yourself from others, not just through involvement, but through leadership and gaining those important skills. Number 4, explore connections between education and careers. One way I invite you to do this, and again, I'm not going to expect that you know what you want to do with the rest of your life, but it is starting to get, you're in a place where you want to start connecting career and education. One way to do that, there's a great free resource out there. It's hosted by the U.S. Department of Labor, and it's called ONET. It's the Occupational Informational Network. There's all kinds of great resources, free resources on there, including an interest profiler. And I invite you to just go in there, log in, answer some questions, and it'll come back with some information about careers that maybe you've never even thought of. It's a great way to start the search if you haven't done that already. I've got a link to it in my blog below. Number 3, continuing to talk about costs, right? This is an ongoing thing. It's not a one-time conversation. Make sure that you and your family continue to be on board, because don't forget, every year that you're in high school, guess what? College costs are changing as well, generally going up. Often tuition increases at a rate of 3 to 4%. Depends on if you're in state or out of state. So make sure you're watching and cluing in on what's happening at different schools when it comes to their cost of attendances. Both tuition, housing costs go up, food costs go up, and so you want to be aware of that. Number 2, continuing to talk to others, learning from them about why they went, where they went, how they were successful, what maybe they weren't as successful as they wanted to be, what happened, what would they do different. And number 1, this is no secret, you're going to keep hearing this from me, definitely continue having fun, right? College is going to be there, it will be there, you're going to be successful. Have fun. Do not spend too much time thinking about this. You're going to be just fine, seriously. And again, a hint, it's not the first time I've said this, and it's not going to be the last time. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in to my top 10 for high school sophomores. If you're interested in connecting with me or learning more about who I am and what I do, please visit me at www.mastalskicoaching.com. That is MASTALSKI coaching, all one word, .com. Thanks for tuning in, and my next video will be a top 10 for high school juniors. Have a great day.